Welcome to Courtroom Conversations on the Classic Courtroom YouTube channel. I'm Dylan Brooks Hamilton.
And I'm Susan Kelly Ashford.
And today...
It's great to be here.
Yeah, glad to have you. Today, we're diving into a case that's really making me question the impact of social media.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't already hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on future deep dives.
Please do.
We've got a fascinating one for you today, folks. It all centers around this question: can good intentions ever justify bad outcomes?
A tough one.
Yeah, and we'll see if we can come up with some kind of resolution to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what we have here.
It's a story ripped straight from the headlines. A group of college students who took the whole catch a predator trend to a whole new and potentially illegal level.
You know those catch a predator videos on TikTok where people confront those they suspect of being predators?
Right.
Well, it seems like a group of students at Assumption University in Worcester, Massachusetts might have taken that idea a bit too far.
They did, and the charges they're facing reflect that.
Oh, wow.
Conspiracy and kidnapping, those are serious accusations.
Yeah.
With serious consequences.
Absolutely.
Especially for young adults just starting their lives.
Yeah, so it all started when a 22-year-old man in town for his grandmother's funeral was looking for some company and went on Tinder.
Oh.
This is where things take a turn. He matched with a female student, Kelsey Brainard, who invited him to campus. But when he arrived, it wasn't a date waiting for him.
No, it was a group of students.
Oh.
They essentially ambushed him, accusing him of being a pedophile.
Oh, wow.
And according to the police report, they even physically assaulted him before he managed to escape.
Now, you might be thinking, well, maybe they had a good reason.
Right.
But here's the catch. The police found no evidence suggesting this man was seeking out minors.
Mm-hmm.
And the students are claiming they were inspired by the catch-a-predator trend.
That's where this case gets really tricky.
Yeah. It forces us to ask, can a trend, something often presented in a simplified black and white way online, be used to justify actions in the real world where things are much more nuanced?
Yeah. And the police report mentions something called first-person perspective videos circulating among the students.
Oh, really?
Apparently, they were recording the whole confrontation.
Yeah.
And those recordings might have actually hurt their case.
Interesting how... So,
Right.
when the police reviewed the footage, it seems it didn't quite match up with the story Kelsey Brainard told them.
Oh.
She had reported the man to the police claiming she was frightened and he came uninvited, but the videos told a different story.
So we have a situation where a group of students, possibly fueled by a social media trend, took it upon themselves to confront this man.
Right.
They accused him, assaulted him, and one of them even tried to frame him as the aggressor.
It's a classic example of vigilantism.
Wow.
And the question becomes, where do we draw the line between concerned citizens taking action and taking the law into their own hands?
Yeah.
This isn't a citizen's arrest situation. They didn't witness a crime firsthand. They acted on suspicion based on a social media trend.
And the stakes are high.
Mm-hmm.
The students involved are facing serious legal repercussions. Their futures hang in the balance, all because of a situation that could have been handled much differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
This is going to be interesting
yeah.
to unpack. You know, it's interesting to note that the original Catch a Predator TV show
Yeah.
worked very closely with law enforcement.
Uh-huh.
They were meticulous in making sure their targets were adults engaging in explicit conversations,
Right.
with decoys posing as minors.
Yeah.
It wasn't about jumping to conclusions.
Right.
It was about carefully gathering evidence.
That's a crucial difference, isn't it? Here, the students acted based on their assumptions.
Right.
And a social media trend.
Yeah.
It's a bit like playing judge, jury, and executioner all rolled into one.
And that's where the potential legal problems come in.
Yeah.
It's one thing to report suspicious behavior to the police.
But it's another thing entirely to orchestrate this kind of confrontation.
Sure.
Especially on a college campus, a place where students are supposed to feel safe and protected.
You know, it makes you wonder about the role of social media in all of this.
Yeah.
It's almost as if they were trying to create their own viral moment.
That's the danger we're seeing more and more.
Uh-huh.
Social media often simplifies complex issues,
Right.
boiling them down to these very dramatic good versus evil narratives.
Right.
But the real world, as we all know, is rarely that clear-cut.
In this case, a young man, possibly just lonely and seeking company, ends up being falsely accused and assaulted.
Right.
And it's all because of a social media trend taken offline.
I'm sure the defense attorneys for the students will argue their clients were simply misguided. They'll say their intentions were good, that they truly believed they were acting in the interest of justice. But the prosecution is likely to focus on the planning and premeditation involved. The police report suggests this wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment decision.
Yeah.
They had a plan.
The case really hinges on this question of probable cause.
Right.
Did the students have a reasonable belief that this man was engaging in criminal activity?
For those unfamiliar with the term probable cause, basically means there are enough facts and circumstances to lead a reasonable person to believe that a crime has been committed.
Right.
And based on the police report, it doesn't sound like the students had that.
Right, and that's why this catch-a-predator defense is so shaky.
Right.
The original show had probable cause because their targets were engaging in explicit conversations with minors.
Right.
This situation is completely different.
Exactly. The students' actions were based on suspicion fueled by a social media trend, not on concrete evidence.
We're also seeing this case unfold against a backdrop of heightened awareness about sexual assault on college campuses.
Right.
Universities are under a lot of pressure to respond to these allegations seriously, and sometimes that can lead to overzealous responses.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that doesn't excuse taking the law into your own hands.
Right.
It's crucial to let the legal process play out to make sure everyone involved gets a fair hearing.
It's a tough situation all around.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the need for a nuanced discussion about these issues.
Yeah.
We can't just rely on simplified viral narratives to dictate our understanding of justice.
And that's what makes this case so fascinating.
Yeah.
It's so important. It's a wake-up call for all of us to be more discerning about the information we consume online and to think critically about the potential consequences of taking online trends offline.
So as we delve further into this case, I want to ask you, our viewers, a question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on the ethical considerations at play here?
Yeah.
Where do you think the line should be drawn between citizen action and vigilantism?
Yeah.
Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives. So what does this all mean for you, our viewers? This case is about so much more than just a group of students and their actions. It's a cautionary tale about the immense power and the potential pitfalls of social media.
We've seen how a trend like Catch a Predator can be incredibly effective in raising awareness about important issues. But it also opens the door to the very real danger of vigilante justice. And we have to remember, accusing someone of a crime, especially one as serious as pedophilia, can have devastating consequences. It can shatter their reputation and their life, even if those accusations are later proven false.
It's like that old saying, a lie can travel halfway around the world while the truth is still putting on its shoes. And in today's world, with the speed and reach of social media, it's truer than ever.
Exactly. And that's why it's so crucial to be critical consumers of the information we encounter online. We need to question what we see and hear. We need to resist the urge to rush to judgment and avoid jumping on the bandwagon of outrage without carefully considering the facts.
This case is a stark reminder that achieving justice in real life isn't as simple as it might seem. In a viral video, it demands due process, evidence-based accusations, and a fair and impartial hearing for everyone involved.
This situation also raises an important question. What responsibility do social media platforms have in all of this? Do they have a duty to try and mitigate the spread of potentially harmful trends? It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's a conversation we absolutely need to be having.
Absolutely. And on that note, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
What are your takeaways from this case? Where do you think we should draw the line between citizens taking action and crossing over into vigilantism? Share your thoughts and comments below. We really want to hear your perspective.
And remember, this case is still unfolding. We'll continue to follow it closely here on Courtroom Conversations. Make sure you're subscribed to the Classic Courtroom YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates.
And before we go, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found our deep dive informative.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time for another compelling case breakdown right here on Courtroom Conversations.